CBS Atlanta News presents Public Affairs on Peach.
It's that time of year again when many of you may join a gym. But do you know what you're signing up for? We'll navigate hidden gym fees that many people don't know about to save you money. Good Sunday morning to you. I'm Adam Murphy, consumer investigative reporter for CBS Atlanta News. So, do you really know what you're getting into when you sign that gym contract? Some people miss the fine print and in the end could cost them hundreds of thousands of dollars in cash. Take a look at one guy's story and hopefully this will help you avoid the same mistake. Some days it's yoga in the park or rollerblading through the city, but you won't find Ozzie Carnan exercising at the gym.
No matter how easy they say it's going to be to cancel, it's all smoke and mirrors.
Carnan made a costly mistake, signing up for a $40 a month membership at Knuckle Up Fitness.
Work, guys, up!
He quickly realized he wouldn't be able to attend enough classes to make it worth his money, and he went to the gym in person to cancel the very next day. The front desk said, sure, email the sales rep.
And then I found out that they had been taking money out of my account after I'd already thought it was canceled.
He reached out to management and got this response. Unfortunately, your cancellation request will not be honored because it was not sent to our cancellation department mailing address. In other words, his email didn't cut it.
Our statute, which is very explicit, is also more than 20 years old. That was before email. So there is no provision in Georgia statutes to provide notice by email.
We did our research, and similar cancellation policies exist at most major gyms, including LA Fitness, Gold's Gym, and Anytime Fitness. You've got 7 business days after becoming a member to cancel in writing by sending it certified mail or by hand delivering to the gym during normal business hours.
Read your contract. You're signing a legal document. Make sure you understand it.
Carnan got lucky. Knuckle Up owner C.J. Wilson rewarded him for his good faith effort to cancel, letting him out of his contract even though he didn't legally have to.
Once I found out that he had contacted us and was not giving good information, I just went ahead and made an executive decision and canceled him immediately.
So if you intend to get in shape this year, just make sure your wallet isn't the one getting a workout. More than 45 million of us have gym memberships, but over 2/3 of us never use them. It's a waste of billions of dollars every year.
You would think I would know better, you know?
So here's some more helpful advice, courtesy of the owner of Knuckle Up Fitness. Read your contract and ask questions about cancellation policies. Consider a free trial membership for a couple of days to see if the gym is a good fit for you. Another idea, a month-to-month membership. It may cost a little more, but you can get out of that contract at the end of the month. So we wanted to know who regulates local gyms and how consumers can protect themselves. Joining us now, John Sowers, Administrator of the Governor's Office of Consumer Protection, is on the program. And John, I understand you know a thing or two about gym memberships. I'd love to hear more about this because your office regulates them.
We do. We've been doing that for about 20 years. We certify and regulate about 1,000 health clubs and gyms around the state of Georgia. We have an investigator who spends most of his time doing the legwork that allows us to do that.
And one of the things that you had mentioned, John, when a gym opens up in this state, you all then ask for the contract, right? From the gym, so you have a copy of that on file so that if a consumer runs into a problem, do you recommend they send their version of the contract to you so you can compare?
Yes, absolutely. One of the problems that we often encounter is a situation where, for one reason or another, a customer, a client, is presented with a contract that is less than the full contents of the contract which we have on file in our office. We see that disturbingly often, and that is a red flag as far as we're concerned. Another problem, of course, is the whole matter of cancellation, which is taken care of pretty explicitly in our governing statute. There has to be a provision which is prominent, and it's on the front page of a contract, that allows a person to get out of that contract by the close of the 7th business day after execution. So if you sign up on a Wednesday, you would have Thursday, Friday, and the 5 weekdays of the following week. You'd have to do that by the close of business on the following Friday. So those are probably the two main problems that we encounter with respect to administering that law.
You touched on one very important point in that investigative report that you just saw. People in our day and age like to email, and they like to, that's just the way we do things. And so the statute that Georgia has does not allow for that. I mean, people, if they want to cancel shortly after signing up, they sort of have to do it the old-fashioned way.
You have to either go there or mail a cancellation notice. One of the problems, of course, is the statute is more than 20 years old now. In the late 80s, early 90s, we didn't have email. At least it wasn't broadly available as it is today. We're going to have to revisit that. This is not the year to be asking the General Assembly, as we all know, to
what
do.
Year is, right?
Well, I think next year may be a better year. They're not going to have to be getting out early to run for re-election. But that's one of the things we're going to have to revisit one of these days soon.
Yeah, because as Ozzie Carnan attempted to do, he was told to email his sales rep. He did that and then didn't get anything
Yeah,
back.
but one thing he did do, though, which would have satisfied the statute, is he personally appeared there. That's all he really had to do. So he satisfied the statute, perhaps without knowing it. But we do need to revise it to include a provision for email notice. There's no doubt about that.
I mean, the big problem here are the millions of people nationwide that have gym memberships and don't use them, and they are locked into something that maybe you know, isn't what they thought they were getting into, or perhaps they have a change in their job, or they have to relocate. I'm sure you hear about that too, and they may not know what their contract states when they're going in about having to relocate with a new job or something along those lines.
Well, that's true. Now, there are statutory provisions that deal with that, but even before you get into those, you want to make sure when you go to even consider joining a gym that you examine their contract. If they don't want to show it to you, you should just turn around and walk out the door. Most of them will. And you should examine that and ask questions. What is going to happen if I have to relocate? What is going to happen if my work schedule changes? What happens if I get sick and I'm in a hospital for a few weeks? You know, I mean, these are things that come up in the regular course of one's life. So another thing is, what happens if you close your business at this location? Do you have other locations? Where are they? Will my membership automatically transfer? Are you going to try to charge me a fee for that? Those are things that people really ought to check into be on the front end. You know, the statute, any statute, can provide a number of rights and remedies, but it doesn't replace, and really can't, because of the multiplicity of problems that can arise. It just can't replace the good common sense practice of checking into something before you buy it. And that's true of just about any product or service you can mention, certainly this one.
Great stuff, John Sowers. Ask questions, read the fine print. John's going to be with us throughout the half hour. We'll have him back here in moments to talk a little bit more about this. Now, if you want more information about your rights when it comes to those gym contracts, you can contact the Governor's Office of Consumer Protection. There is the website, consumer.ga.gov, or call 404-651-8600. So, if you don't want to join a traditional gym, then what are your alternatives? We break down other options that could work for you coming up after the break on Public Affairs on Peach.